Long ago, in the land of Uz, Allah blessed a righteous man named Ayyub with immense wealth, vast lands, healthy children, and a heart full of gratitude. He was known among his people as a man who never forgot his Creator, even in comfort and ease. But Allah, in His infinite wisdom, was preparing him for a test that would echo through history as the greatest example of patience. One by one, Ayyub's flocks perished, his fields turned to dust, and his riches vanished like smoke in the wind. Everything he had built over a lifetime disappeared in what felt like a single breath. Yet not once did he raise his voice in complaint against his Lord. Then came a grief no parent could imagine, as his children were taken from him one after another. His household, once filled with laughter, fell silent. Still, Ayyub turned to Allah, whispering only words of praise, never a word of despair. After his wealth and children, illness gripped his body, spreading over years until his strength faded away entirely. His skin suffered greatly, and his body grew weak, yet his faith remained the strongest part of him. For 18 long years, tradition tells us, he bore this affliction with unwavering trust in Allah's plan. His wife, known as Rahima, stayed faithfully by his side, serving him with love, despite their poverty and hardship. She worked tirelessly so he could be cared for, believing in him even when the world had turned away. Their bond became a quiet testimony of loyalty amid unbearable suffering. As his illness worsened, people began to distance themselves, and eventually he and his wife were forced to live outside the village, abandoned by those who once respected him. Isolation surrounded him from every side, yet his heart remained attached only to Allah. He understood that human company could vanish, but the mercy of his Lord never would. Even in his weakest moments, Ayyub never questioned Allah's decree, for he knew every hardship was written with divine wisdom. He simply turned to his Lord in humility, not with anger, but with sincere, quiet supplication. His famous prayer would later be recorded forever in the Quran. He called out to his Lord, saying that hardship had touched him, but that his Lord was the most merciful of the merciful. This single prayer, filled with humility rather than complaint, became one of the most beautiful examples of patience ever recorded. Allah answered his call with mercy beyond measure, commanding him to strike the ground with his foot, from which a cool spring of water burst forth. This water became both a cure for his body and a drink of relief for his soul. Allah then restored his health completely and returned his family to him, doubling his blessings as a mercy from his throne. Allah accepted his prayer, removed every hardship, and gave him back his family along with even more than he had lost. As a mercy and a lesson for all who worship sincerely, his story became eternal proof that patience and hardship is rewarded beyond imagination. Prophet Ayyub rose from ruin into blessing, never once losing his faith along the way. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that the severity of a trial reflects the greatness of the reward Allah has prepared for the one who remains patient. Prophet Ayyub's story reminds every believer that hardship is never a sign of abandonment, but often a path toward closeness to Allah. May we learn from his patience and trust our own trials into the hands of the most merciful.